Hello, guys. Drawing vlog time, and I think this could be a fairly long video because I want to talk about this awesome week I had with drawing. Basically, it was Draw with Faeb week. Fabelina, who's my favorite artist on Twitter and Tumblr and stuff like that, and this is the second time I've done it. She'll do this thing where she says, next week we're gonna. She wants to do Draw with Fabe week, which is basically draw a picture every day along with her as well, and she has like prompts every day, like last time or this time around. Every day there's a different prompt, and she'll say like, and you don't have to draw the exact same thing with that prompt, but it's just to help people if they want to do it. And I like the theme as well. Like the prompt theme is fun. Basically, it was really cool because I only found out about it. Basically, this video is about how I didn't realize how much time I can put into drawing in a day. Like I didn't realize, and subtracting sleep. I didn't real because it's like it taught me like what you could do if you really put a lot of effort in. I don't know how to explain it, but basically, like you think, like I thought I was putting time into drawing, but like I could put way more time into it if I did stuff like this. You just don't realize that. But subtracting sleep. So basically, I'll go from the start. Basically, the long story short, I found out about this app. This is how it started. Cause this is like a storytelling time, anyway. Storytelling time. Basically, there was an app called The Rock Clock by Dwayne Johnson, who's The Rock, and I heard about it from a Hamish and Andy podcast where they were interviewing Jennifer Hawkins, the model, and she had it on her phone, and they were going, "What's this?" And she said, it's by The Rock, and he motivates you, and he gets you up in the morning and everything like that, like with an alarm and stuff like that." And I thought, I'll check it out just for fun. And so I downloaded the app on my phone, and I woke up in the morning. Do you guys want to hear it? Weird. I don't even know my phone is. It's around somewhere. The gist is basically you wake up in the morning and The Rock is singing, and he's singing like, "Get your sweet ass out of bed" or something, "candy ass out of bed" or something like that. But it really worked. Like the first few days, definitely got up whenever I heard him calling me up at 5:59 in the morning. The first day I did it, I got up and I thought, okay, since The Rock woke me up, I'm gonna do something productive, and I took out my Wacom tablet, which is you want can't be bothered. It's just like a Wacom, it's like a little graphics tablet in my computer, and I was gonna practice drawing. So I was practicing drawing, and then all of a sudden I got this post on my phone saying Fabelina is gonna go live on Twitch soon, and I was like, oh cool, because like I'm always like not like ready when she's gonna go on live on Twitch. Like it might be a different time, like I might be at work or I don't know, but this time I was like, oh wow, I'll tune into Twitch. So I chucked her on the computer screen while I was drawing, and so I was listening to her talk, and she mentioned that Draw with Fabe week was coming up in a few days, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I heard about it, like I'm ready this time. Like the last time I heard about it, I found out about it like a day or two after it started, so I missed the first day, I think it was. Anyways, so I was ready this time, and so this last week, I just finished it yesterday. I did drawings, and basically I did a drawing every day. And the cool thing about it is, like, it's very laid back. I mean, if you can, it has to skip a day, you can skip a day, but I don't want to. I wanted to do every single drawing, and I wanted to do it pretty much as well as I could. Not like maximum, because it'll take all the time, but So the first prompt was create a snow beast or something, or draw a snow beast, yes, create a snow beast or draw a snow beast. And for me, I was like, whoa, I couldn't think of anything. I was like, what am I gonna do? And all I could think of was like adding fur to an animal. So I was gonna add fur to a hippopotamus, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Right, I'll show you. Because basically, I'll show you what he looks like. This is what I drew. Can you see that? I call him the Polopotamus. So that's a Polopotamus, and I really enjoyed that one because it was like one of the first times I actually created a creature. Like I gave him abilities. Like I had his horn and teeth are made out of like a hard as diamond. he can swim underneath the water and cut the ice with his horn. I don't know how that's useful, but he can do it. And also he can breathe ice. And so yeah, and also what else can he do? I think that was it. Yeah, well, I think that was the main things that he could do. But I really liked it, Polypotamus. So I created a creature, and one thing I remember was like when I was drawing, I was like, the cool thing is I can draw him however I want. Like if I don't want to do this, I can change it, and like I could, because it's something I created. I invented him. So if I thought he'd want to look like this, you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes when you're drawing, like let's say an ostrich, you might want to go, what does a real ostrich look like, kind of thing. But this is like I could make him do wherever I want. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that. That was really fun. And another really cool thing, which I'll add to this vlog, since it's about one of my friends she's a teacher, and she saw what I posted about the Polypotamus on Facebook, and then she tried it out on her kids, who grade 1s and 2s, and she said they loved it. Like she got them to draw stuff, and she said some of them, like even when it was time for lunch, some of them rushed to eat early and then would spend more time so they could add more details to the creatures. And then she sent me photos of some of the ones they did, and they were so creative. There was like a shark that was he I don't know, something about bombs or something like that, and there was such cool stuff. I was like, these kids, they're so creative. And if I had my phone, I could show you, but I don't know where I left it. That's weird, because I always usually have it on me. It's around somewhere. It wasn't meant to be. But anyways, she sent me these like 3 pictures that the kids did, and yeah, she said they loved it, and I thought that was really cool that Faebelina inspired us, and then we kind of inspired other people. Like it kind of spread like a ripple effect. It was really, really fun, and people enjoyed having some fun drawing, which is what it's all about. Second day was draw a character from a childhood film that you liked as a child. Draw a character from a film that you loved as a child. And in my head, I was thinking, which movies did I watch over and over again? And there was The Karate Kid and Rocky, and also Transformers the movie. Those were the 3 that jumped in my head the most. And out of all of those, the one I wanted to draw the most was Transformers. I was like, I feel like drawing a robot. It's been a while, and I wanted an excuse to draw a robot. And that day I was so into Transformers. I was listening to the soundtrack from the Transformers the movie. It was so good. I listened to it so much, and I decided I would draw Hot Rod. Out of all the Transformers, I decided he'll be the one, because yeah. And then so in the end, I drew it, and like I'll tell you, I was up late doing this. Like I think it was like I started at maybe 11 o'clock. I think it was at night, and I had the music on, and I was drawing it, and when I did the outline, I drew him, and then I colored him in. I think I would have finished about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I think, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it. Or maybe I don't know what time I finished exactly, but it was in the AM. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm so happy with him, and I added because I didn't show you. That's Hot Rod, and also Daniel Witwicky, because they were in the movie together. They were buddies. I love it. I'm so happy with it, because it's like a thing I love. These Transformers, I love them, and I got to draw them, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. Oh, so cool. And I didn't just want Hot Rod standing there. I thought, because I like, if I can have my drawing kind of have some kind of mood or try to convey a story or something like that, I'm really happy with that. So in this one, I added Daniel just to have some kind of chemistry between the two of them, and I put them like, because in the movie they're like fishing at the start of the movie, and I drew like the background kind of like try to make it look like where they were fishing. So it's like in my head they're like fishing, and someone said, hey, can we have a photo, and then they stood up and did it, but I didn't put any fishing rods in the picture. But anyways, I had such a good time drawing that so much. Like, you won't believe, I had nostalgia, so much nostalgia listening to the soundtrack from Transformers the movie. And I was thinking to myself, my childhood self would be very pleased with what I was doing, because as a kid I used to love drawing Transformers so much. I used to draw Optimus all the time, to the point where my mum, when she saw the Transformers the movie, the Michael Bay one, and I was watching with her just at home, she said, oh, I remember this, you were drawing this as a kid. And I was like, oh wow, that's really cool that she recognized it. That was really awesome. Anyways, moving on to the next one, which was draw a landscape. And I was like, the topic was draw a landscape, completely imagined or real. and I decided to draw this image that I still remember clearly that I loved. When I went to Switzerland on my holiday into Europe, like in 2012, we stopped by this. We went on a tour and we stopped by this town called Lake Lugano in Switzerland. And at night, it was at night, and I went for a nighttime jog. It was around the city. It was so beautiful. I had a really nice time jogging around the city. And when I jogged past the lake, I looked across the water, and it was dark. It was nighttime, right? And on the dark, there was two big dark shapes in the distance, like hills or mountains, big hills or big mountains. I don't know how to describe it, but it was like night plus something darker, shadows there, and they were massive. And it really like it would look eerie or ominous or something, but I thought that was so cool. Actually, I remember, I think I ran back to my room, my hotel room, grabbed my phone, I think it was, came back out to take a photo of it, tried to take some photos, but it just didn't look ominous in the photos. I just couldn't like, it didn't seem like, you know what I mean? It didn't capture the feel of it. So with this drawing that I did, I felt like this is my chance to try to put down on not canvas, but on the iPad, what it was in my head and what I felt. And when I was drawing it, I was listening to Moonlight Sonata from Beethoven as well. So here's what I did. I'm really happy with how it turned out, actually, because here we go. There, that's that. Can you see it? That's in the background. I added a moon and these lamps. I don't remember if there was or not. And if you zoom in, you can see that the person there. I put that as me, because that's me looking at these mountains, like in the storyline of this picture. And actually, when I saw it, it wasn't actually like, because that's blue, you know, the night looks blue. In my image, in my memory, it was actually darker than that. It was like black. But I think just plain black and even darker black mountains, it wouldn't really look good as a picture. I don't think. I think I like this as a picture, but in my head it was different. But it still captures the feel of these two big things in the background. I don't know. I like that picture because it doesn't exist anywhere. I mean, like, it's from in here and it came out there, and it's like all of it is from just what I remember. You know what I mean? Because I don't often do that. Like, if I'm drawing landscape, sometimes I don't know. Like, yeah, it's just nice to do something that. Oh, with all my drawings, if I can, I try to make something that doesn't exist already. That I feel good if I can do that. Yeah, rather than just copy a picture straight out, like exactly the same. You know, I'm happy if I can do that. All right, so the next drawing. Let me try to. Next drawing I'm really happy with. This one was like draw your favorite video game character or something like that. And you know what I was doing with these topics? I actually was not looking ahead more than the one I was doing. Like, you know how that she gives a list of all 7 of the topics for the week, and I did not know what the last ones were before I got to them, because I was just so focused and I didn't want to distract myself by thinking about all of them at once. I was just like so tunnel vision, like look at one, and when that's done, what's the next topic? I mean, like, I loaded up the screenshot of the tweet that she did, just and I didn't even look further than the current one. It was funny, but I really liked it. And actually, I didn't even look at other people's submissions that week, because I didn't really want it to copy them subconsciously somehow, like, or get ideas of how they were interpreting it. So what I did this morning was I just scrolled through. Now that I finished, I scrolled through all the Draw with Faeb week hashtags on Twitter, and I just looked at everyone's pictures, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then commenting on everything. But during the week I didn't look at any of them actually. I just didn't want to be like see someone do something like that. Oh, that's so cool, and then try to do the same thing. What was I saying? Yeah, so every topic I would just look at the topic ahead. Hold on one second. This one was really cool because this day I was actually out and with, I think, Lavina, because she was graduating. My friend Lavina was graduating from her university, and she'd finished an arts degree, and I was going to attend lunch with her family in her hotel room, and then we're going to go to dinner at night with them, and we went to dinner. So I had this like time in the afternoon, like for an hour or two, to start this one. So during the morning, so in the afternoon I had like 1 or 2 hours in between lunch and dinner to draw, and I think I drew all the I'll show you how much I did. Oh, that's not really important, actually, don't worry. But I just drew without colouring it in, what do you call it, the outline of it. And I was pretty happy with it. Like, yeah, and then I was really excited, then went to dinner, came back, and then I think I went home and I coloured in. I think that's how it worked. I really don't remember anymore. I actually went to Melbourne Central and fixed up her hands a little bit. Anyways, that's not important either. Oh, I'll show it to you. So the person I chose... No, I'm missing one. The favourite character was Leona. I must have missed it when I was here. Here's Leona. There's Leona. Alright. Oh my gosh, my phone was underneath my iPad. It's because the iPad's so big. So anyway, it's all out of order now. The whole thing's out of order because I think favourite video game character was before the Transformers one. Somehow I scrolled past it. Oh, so Leona's one. This was interesting because here's Leona, right? And the reason she's like that and drawn like that, which I think I like it now, but at the time it was 2:30 a.m. in the morning. I was like, oh, I just need to finish. I just need to do this because I don't know. I was like, man, I can't spend too much longer on this because first of all, you know, you want to hand one because I wanted to hand one in every day to stay on track because I didn't want to like have a backlog, you know. So it's 2:30 in the morning. I was like, I'm just gonna do it. So I did that one style without drawing the outlines and stuff, and I really liked how it turned out. So I drew in her fleshy body, then added her clothes and added the details and stuff, and I don't know, it was fun, and I liked how it turned out. And then I made her catchphrase is "The dawn is rising. The dawn has arrived. The dawn has arrived." And so the background colors are like the dawn, like the colors. Yeah. So I liked how that background turned out. I think that really just happened because I had to do I sort of wanted to do a background, and it just turned out. I quite like how that turned out. So that's the favorite video game character. And so for the third one, for this other one I was talking about before is basically the topic was for day 5. I think it was redraw or reimagine an old piece that you did. And so what happened was I chose. So I was thinking, what should I redo? And I really wanted to pick one from early on, like if I could, so I could really see the difference of how much I've improved over the time. And so I picked one that I drew ages ago, like when I first started drawing again, which apparently was like 2 years ago, 2014. I was learning chibi, how to draw chibi, kind of, you know, and manga style chibi. And my friend Donovan had just bought the skin for Ash from League of Legends, called the Heartseeker Ash, which means she's dressed up with all these hearts, and she looks really, really, really cool. And so I drew one for him, and so this is what I drew ages ago, if you can see. So I found that picture. So that's, at the time, that was really, like, I had to really, because for the bow and everything and how she looked, I had to really think of how to reskin the chibi to have her outfit. So I learned a lot doing that one, actually. And then so this time I wanted to draw it again, so I was like, I want to try to draw the best Ash Heartseeker Ash I can. So I was scrolling through and I looked up so many reference pictures for Ash, and I found actually no, yeah, I just drew her. I don't know how I came up. I just had her and then I put the pose like holding the bow, and I decided I wasn't going to do a full length body shot. I would do like from top to legs, so you can zoom in a bit more. And so here's the picture. I'm so happy with it. I love it. I really like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, I also when I'm drawing a new picture, I think to myself, draw something you like because you want to make sure that it's something you're happy to look at again and again and again. So that's one of my prerequisites. If I can draw a picture that I think I'm gonna like looking again, because you know it'd be horrible if I just drew a picture and it's like I just don't really like looking at it afterwards. That would be horrible. So I really like looking at that a lot. I really love it. Actually, my computer. Don't worry. It's the wallpaper for my computer at the moment. I really love it. So yeah, took because normally I would just have it flat and just hand it in, but for this one I was like, because I really liked it already when I colored it in, but I want to do a little bit more, just add some shading just to bring it out a little bit. So I think this was another one that was like early in the morning, like 2 or something like that. Yeah, I really liked it. And I was listening to, you know what I was listening to when I was drawing that one? War songs. It's like this collection of electronic music, I think it is, that they wrote for League of Legends. Especially the first song that came up, piercing something. Piercing. I should know that. I was listening to it all the time. Piercing Light. Okay. So, I can put, now that I have my phone, I can actually play it. Because when I was listening to it, I was like, this sounds so cool. And I was imagining Ash when I was drawing it. It goes on. But it's so cool. Wait, it's gonna even get even more epic. You know. What else can I say? Okay. The next one I had a lot of trouble with, actually. I want to get to the part where it's like the chorusy bit. I don't know what we can talk about until then. Yeah. The next topic. It takes a while to build up, which is, it's a good song there. It doesn't go straight into it. Let's just see Ash again. That part. That's the part that I love. Yep. So that's Piercing Light on the War Songs by League of Legends. Anyways, the next topic I had a lot of trouble with. It was draw a winter wizard or winter witch, and so I don't know if it was because I had a lack of sleep adding up over time. You know what was interesting? I wasn't like struggling as bad as I thought I was. You know, I had like most nights like 2 hours of sleep. You know what else? We had the midnight session of Star Wars Rogue One in between all this week as well. So there was a day where I forgot which one it was I was drawing, but I don't know, that was tough to squeeze that in as well. And yet I think I got 2 hours of sleep that night we went to Rogue One. And also so I didn't get a lot of sleep this week, but yet I still was able to function. Like, it wasn't too bad, you know, it was doable. But I don't know, I just realized how much you can work if you really try. Or, you know, we'll talk about that at the end. The next topic really struggled. Like, it was winter witch or wizard, and first of all I couldn't decide, do I want to draw a witch or do I want to draw a wizard? That was a big choice. And then also I was like, how do I make this witch or wizard a winter wizard or witch? Like, do I just make them blue or blue and white, or, you know what I mean? Like, how do I make them winter? Like, what constitutes a winter wizard or a winter? So I googled winter wizard, winter witch, and I just took like a zillion images, like I think like 20 or 30 images, and just looked at them and just trying to get ideas and stuff. And I couldn't settle on anything, and it was only until I just started drawing, I think, was the best thing. And so I saw this picture of a wizard in a pose, like, I don't know what it was. I thought that pose looks pretty cool. I want to try doing that. And so I tried drawing it, but then I didn't like his hand that way. I think his hand was holding like an orb. I was thinking, I think I'm going to prefer my wizard holding a staff that way. You know what I mean? So I changed what he was holding around. Because he was holding the orb and the other hand was holding the staff down. So I switched it so the hand that was up was holding a staff up. So I quite liked it a lot. And in the end, I really like how this one turned out, but it was a struggle to draw, like, and think of what to do. It was like writer's block or drawer's block in a way. But the thing is, like, the cool thing about doing this week is, like, there was no of this, I can't think of anything, whatever, I'll think of it tomorrow. No, I was like, I can't think of anything. I'm gonna have to think of something because I'm gonna have to finish this picture and then finish. Because I actually remember I was behind by a day. Near the end, it was funny because I'm in Australia. I got to start earlier than the others because of the dates that they chose. So my Australia, we start earlier, so I had a head start on them. But yeah, I finished after. But I'd like to think that it was because Rogue One threw me off by a day, or something happened. I decided, yeah. But I'm pretty happy with how I did anyway. But anyways, so I think that with the wizard one, the wizard and the last one, so the 6th and 7th day, I did that all last night. So because I think Fabelino had already finished that morning. This is yesterday. She'd finished, and I was like, oh, but I feel weird if I don't finish it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still gonna draw it and upload it in any case. It shouldn't be too bad. So I finished the wizard. I got home and had the whole night. It was, what was it last night? Sunday night. So I finished going out with people, and then so I went home and drew. I think it was, or did I draw in the city? I think I drew in the city. I can't remember anymore. But I drew the picture, and I finished the wizard. I reckon at about 11 o'clock or something. I don't know anymore. 12:30 maybe. Might have been 12:30. I don't remember, but it was late. So I finished that, and I still have one more to go. So I'll show you the wizard. I'm so happy with him, actually. He turned out a lot better than... Because I was really stuck for what to draw for him. So that's him. Can you see him? He's not in focus. He's too white. But I really like him. So for Winter Wizard, I added like snowflakes to the design of his cloak. And also made him blue and white. And that's a fur coat on the back. Fur. Because I thought if he's a winter wizard, he can wear fur. He's got a staff, which I created this staff as in like... like I had initially I had a straight staff. And then I put this thing at the ball at the top. And I was like, oh, let's go alright. But then I googled more staffs and see what looking... And then it had some really gnarly kind of looking staffs. And I thought... Yeah, I want him to hold something really twisty, gnarly, and like with ice shards at the top. So I just rubbed it out and then drew it in and just squiggled around. And I really love this one because it's like another thing that I created. Like, yeah, nothing's fancy, but I like the way it looks a lot, actually. Just like really kind of cool. I don't know, like, and see at the top there's shards. And that light effect, I love that. Just with the airbrush in a circle, look. He's illuminating things. I don't know what spell he's casting, actually. And then once it was... I like the dark background. And then I put him in a cave. Like with the... I don't know. And then I put some stalactites to show that he's in a cave. And then I added these two eyes that you can see. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? The eyes? I'm not sure it was showing up on the... There. I added these two eyes. Just like I said before, if I can have a little bit of a story or when you look at the picture, like something's going on, I'm really happy with that. So in this picture, he's like... lighting up the cave. I don't know what's happening, and there's a creature we can see in the background, and it looks like it's a evil creature. I don't know, and we don't even know what the creature looks like. I don't even know what the creature looks like, but I imagine he's low on the ground with a roundish oval head. I don't know. I was gonna put some paws on there, but then it kind of just didn't look really good with the paws. I thought less is more sometimes, so I took out the paws. Yeah, so that's my wizard. I really like the wizard a lot. He looks really cool. And so I think it was like 12:30, and I was like going to start on the next one, with final one. And I was really excited because it's like the finish line. I was like, I can just knock up, and because I'd done so many of these pictures like from like 12 or 1 o'clock onwards to finish one picture. So I was like, I think I can do this one picture, and I've got like, I don't know, but I did have work the next day, so. But still, it didn't worry me. I was like, I'm going to finish this, sucker. Even if it's just a scribble and I just color it in. Because the last one was like, I felt like a more relaxed, kind of more fun way to finish up. It was create a character themed around your favorite food. Right? And so Fabelina gave an example of like, let's say you like fairy floss. You can have a girl with fairy floss hair. If you like spaghetti, you can have a dog that's made out of spaghetti. Things like that as an idea. And I first of all thought of what's my favorite food, and boom, straight away in my head. I like a lot of foods, but the one that popped in my head was sticky date pudding. I love it so much. Basically, when I've had good sticky date pudding, it's like, I'm in heaven eating it, seriously. Because what I really love about it is like, aside from the taste, that you can actually, each spoonful, you can kind of tailor it to how you want. Because usually you have the pudding, sticky date pudding, which is like a cake kind of thing. and then there's caramel sauce on top, which is very sweet. But then also there's a vanilla ice cream there as well, and the vanilla ice cream actually, what do you call it? Smooths out or reduces the intensity of the sweetness of the caramel sauce. So if you take a bite of the pudding with the caramel and add in a bit of the vanilla, it kind of, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like some people like were saying when they eat sticky day pudding, oh, it's way so sweet and all that stuff. But I'm like, no. With the ice cream, you can get rid of that anyway. And also because of the warmth of the pudding and also the coldness of the ice cream, all these different things going on. I love it, and it tastes so good. Some places are really amazing. Love it. Anyways, sticky day pudding. So what I made was a guy. Initially, I was thinking of just making the pudding with legs and arms and having his feet like ice cream balls. But I thought that's kind of simple. I want to like go up a little bit more, like have a bit. So I had like a person who was like inspired by sticky day pudding. I was imagining like if he was like cosplaying it or something. So in the end, I had like a guy with hair was like the caramel topping, so it's like shaped like that and same color, and then he's wearing a poncho, which that kind of thing, like also like the caramel topping, and then he's got a bodysuit on that's like light brown like the pudding. I forgot to put the dots in, like, you know, to add in for the dates. And then he had on his feet, which I felt he had a tutu on to indicate, you know how when you have the sticky day pudding there's like a pool of caramel sauce at the bottom, so that tutu was to represent that. And then on his feet, I really wanted him to have like these round circle ball feet for ice cream balls, but the two round balls just wouldn't fit when he was standing. It just didn't fit right. So I changed it to be like slippers, like, you know, slippers, but they were kind of round at the front. So in the end, I got this. Whoa. Okay, so this is the dude, sticky date pudding, and he's holding a sign just to make it clear. And that's his shoes. So that's him. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Like, I reckon it's really fun. And see in the background, that's an actual... I drew a sticky date pudding just to kind of show what he's indicating. Because some people might have never seen a sticky date pudding. So if you look at the back and then look at the front, you can kind of see... You know what I mean? I really like what happened there. Like how that works. It's like... And I put the background, like, not as intense. So, like, I reduced the opacity. So it kind of looks cool. I like it. I really like that one. But that was the finish. And then I was so happy when I finished and uploaded it to all the websites, like Twitter, Tumblr, and all that stuff, Facebook, all that stuff. And yeah, what was I going to say at the end of the video? Oh, about how hard you can work. Because, so now I've finished talking about that, I think. I'm really glad I did it. Really, really glad I did it. I was just in it. During that week, I was so in it, just drawing. I was like, anything people want to do, I was like, I need to finish this picture. I'm going to go to this lunch party, come home, and I'm going to draw a picture afterwards. Everything was like, it was like very high priority. Like, it wasn't like, yeah, it was really, really interesting, like, to experience it like that. And it kind of just shows me how hard you can work if you wanted to. I didn't realize you could work that hard. I mean, like, you know what I mean? I guess it's in a way, it's an analogy, is like, you know how, because I love exercise and I exercise a lot. I don't know how to explain it, but basically, you don't realize how much you can exercise until you do try it. And so drawing, I guess the analogy is like, I could just say, oh, every day I'm going to spend half an hour drawing, right? That'll be okay. But for this week, I didn't even set times. I wasn't saying, oh, I'm going to draw for 2 hours. No, my thing was like, I'm going to draw a picture. I'm going to finish a picture and whatever time that takes. And it ends up being like hours, like 3 or 4 hours or something like that. So I think that seems to work better for me in a way. So maybe I'll just do that instead of saying I'm just going to spend an hour doing this and an hour doing that, you know? Maybe it works better that way. I really don't know. All I know is I drew a lot. I sacrificed a lot of sleep. And in my head, I was thinking of, I think 50 Cent. He had a quote where he said, poor people gets a lot of sleep or something like that. But it was quite inspiring to me. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have less sleep and do this. Like, I really want it, so I'm gonna do it. And I'm really glad I did it. So it just showed me how much I could draw if I wanted to. Hopefully I can do as much, or probably not as like super intense as this week was, but hopefully I can still do more drawings. I'm really in the mode, like I'm in it at the moment. I just want to draw more things at the moment. I want to stay in this as well. What else? And also, yeah, people like one of the people on YouTube that I got drawing tutorials from, who I really like, Sycra, Sycra. Um, he said he spends like hours a day practicing. He goes, yeah, so that's so that's what it's like to spend hours a day practicing drawing. Whew. So I think that's all I want to say. Oh, and it was really fun. Like I said this morning, I checked the hashtag for Draw with Faeb Week, and I was looking at everyone else's photos, and it was kind of fun being part of this. It was actually a little community doing it, actually posting it online, and it just felt really cool to be part of it, and like just everyone, all of us, like kind of supporting, encouraging each other, and seeing what people did and stuff. It was a lot of fun. I really liked it. Just plain fun. So yeah, that was it. I really need to talk that out because because it was really a good week for me. Like I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that's it. Uh, yeah, that's all I want to say. Thanks for listening.